Hey folks, welcome back to DCS. So I've never been big on sport, but I genuinely think that with the way that the campaign on Heatblur's Cold War server has been organised, you could televise this and I would watch the shit out of it, because the depth is actually kind of nuts, and once you understand it all, it's actually a really satisfying way to play the server. I have been a bit of a noob flying on it so far, because all I do is either go and look for people to shoot down, or I'll just head to the front line and bomb whatever units I can find, like the little outposts, the barracks buildings, tanks, AA guns, whatever. What we're going to do today is dive even deeper into the intricacies of how this server works and hit some infrastructure targets. So on the map you can see these factories, there's this house which is a depot, and you've got the orange circles on the map. So the orange circles on the map generally represent things that helicopter recon troops have marked for attack, but in certain cases they'll find infrastructure targets. So this cluster here includes a comms tower. If there's ever a comms tower there, you can wipe that unit out and everything around it. And on the campaign overview, which if you go to the comms menu, hit F10 and then F2 for campaign overview, you'll see that there's infrastructure health out of 100. Knocking those units out with the comms tower around them will deplete infrastructure health. Killing the factories, obviously, depletes factory health, and the depots, depot health. Now, factories, depots, and the infrastructure targets with the radio towers are not defended by anything apart from enemy aircraft. So you can fly all the way to them and then attack them uncontested, as long as you stay below EWR coverage so that the enemy don't know that you're there. This makes flying on the server a lot more intense, because hitting these units significantly pushes the campaign forwards in your team's favour, and you can track the impact of that in the campaign overview. So for example, down at the bottom you can see that it says difference required to capture 83.25, and red are currently leading with a difference of 82. So if we do literally 1.25's worth of additional damage, we'll have enough to capture a hex, and this will change to a 1. But it will only come into effect when the server tick happens. At the top it says the next server tick is in 52 minutes, which means that red have 52 minutes to achieve the difference required for capturing a hex, and blue have the same amount of time to undo that gain and claw it back by killing red units or attacking red factories, depots, infrastructure targets, etc. It's a back and forth. Think of it like American football. The faster you get there, uncontested, hit these units, bug out, the more damage you do. So speed, precision, and stealth are all really important aspects for this. So if you're normally a PvE player, this might be a good way in to a PvP server. And the super massive benefit of this is that you'll have flown in quite a long way, low altitude or sneaky style. You'll have burnt fuel on the way in. When you arrive, you'll ditch your ordnance on a target that doesn't have any way of hurting you back unless you drop your bombs too low, which I have definitely never done. And that means you're behind enemy lines, you're in a place that they don't expect you to be, you're lightweight, and you only have air-to-air missiles left. So you have the opportunity to basically run back to base low altitude, and any blue players that you encounter on the way, you're going to naturally find yourself behind them. They'll have taken off a lot more recently and be much heavier than you. You have every advantage except for where you are on the map, because if you do make your presence known and you outstay your welcome, you will definitely get dogpiled, and no amount of performance advantage from low fuel etc. will help you at that point. But you get a lot of free kills on people that are just flying around all fat and happy thinking that they're safe in their majority blue sector, which sounds a little bit evil, but it's the way of the server. Don't get complacent, don't fly high, don't assume you're safe, because there could be anyone anywhere if they sneaked hard enough. Whilst I'm sorting the startup in the background, I'll run you through the mission plan. So the server just restarted, meaning that all assets will have respawned and be at full health, which gives us the perfect opportunity to gauge how much damage an organised group can inflict. I've recruited help, making us a 4-ship of Mirage F1s, and our objective is going to be to wipe the factory complex between Krymsk and Novorossiysk. We'll have to fly their nap at the earth to remain undetected and be as efficient as we can with our ordnance to level the factory. Meanwhile, however, we've also called in SEAD and bombers to hit both the SAMs at Anapa and the adjacent factory. This ought to put targets at altitude on the EWR reports, giving blue something to gun for that isn't us, and if successful, also wiping a second factory in a similar time frame. That ought to equate to around 140 points of damage to Blue's overall health, and you only need 80 to win a Hex, so this ought to give our team a fairly significant lead for the next server tick. One last thing before we jump into the live comms, my recording software captured the wrong microphone, so you're hearing me as recorded by my VR headset mic, which was around 2.5 feet away at the time. Very sorry. It will be corrected for future videos. Hopefully it's not too distracting and doesn't ruin it too much. I hope you enjoy. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Is that you on my right wing bullet?
Yeah.
Right. Are you joining us, Mr. Ecuador?
You can go first, I'll probably.
Cool. School in.
You'll be way faster than me, so I've got a shitload of bomb.
Ryan, I'm up. We don't want to do some close formation flying with like two pairs of two ships.
We can
Dude,
try if it naturally occurs, then yeah, but don't worry about it. It's not something I'm going to try and force.
I mean, we can try, but I am awful, so you do not want to risk yourself around me.
I'm pretty good at flying formation if someone is stable.
Yeah, just put autopilot on most of my flying, we'll go around here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, look at that. We, or at least the AI got some stuff.
Whoa.
SU-17 got Roland EWR.
Oh nice, that was fast, Jesus. They must have been booking it.
Yeah, the Avery is also kind of that.
I thought they were taking way longer to get there than that.
Alright, I'm gonna drop below the EWR coverage now.
I can see all four of us. It's pretty fucking badass. I'm hanging back with lower fuel. I'm only pushing like 540 knots.
Okay, I'll trim it
Yeah,
back a bit.
550 here.
How is all this green smoke here already? There must be some Hueys around.
Am I the lead by the here or?
Nah,
No.
Potato is the lead. Oh, someone's taking 5
Do you guys
on the
still
ground.
see me?
I don't see Potato. Oh yeah, I do. I'm right on your. Are you flying over the green smoke now?
I'm behind you.
No, I
see the fucking Huey.
take it out of. Oh yeah, there's the Huey by the green smoke.
Flash.
Oh, nice. Yeah, good hits.
Good hits. Continue.
Oh my god, there's a fucking giant rotor blade in my face. Fuck. It's like a frisbee of death just in the air right in front of me.
Still hitting same heading. Just try it flying in the valleys.
What heading you on? Sorry.
240 right now.
240. Yeah.
Do we? Are we running the friendly picture timer?
Timer? What?
Or at least the timer, the automatic friendly display picture?
Can you do that with friendlies?
Yeah.
What?
Toggle friendly picture auto
Oh
display.
my god, what the fuck?
What?
Why does it say?
What?
I just pressed it and it said false. What? I'm confused.
I'm on
It's
somebody's.
because I'm a dumbass and that was the main
Yeah.
one. Dirt. I did not realise you could do that. I can't believe I never read the menu that much before. That's
No worries.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. This is fucking cool as shit. I'm just like behind all of you.
I love the plane class chemicals in a way.
Right. Running.
I think my internet is taking a shit because you all sound like robots. I think we should be popping up pretty soon.
My internet is being original on this.
Yeah, Discord is definitely not happy with my internet connection right now.
The target is not back to people. Yeah. Perfect.
Right, I'm diving in. I'll be heading in like 10 seconds. Pulling off.
1 out of rockets. On cap.
I'm getting back around for the Mark 83s.
So if I want to drop the wing pylons, do I just put it to full?
It needs to be on. I can't remember
Wing
whether
pylon is
one
foil, yeah.
or 2 is the in or
One
out.
is in, 2 is out. One is in, 2 is out.
I just got hit. Is there fucking iglas here or something?
Somebody hit me on my way through.
I'm fine, but I definitely took a hit.
Maybe it's the splash damage script of the bomb.
Nah, I got too far.
I've got a warning light.
I've got all the warning lights.
I'm rolling in with my bombs.
I'm diving.
So whoever's doing that gun run.
Yeah, me too. 1, 2, 3, 4 out. My servo, it's like I never pressed the servo button. I don't think I'm gonna make it back. I'm super duper fucked up. I have all of the warning lights on, hydraulics are shot. I'm gonna climb and try and make it back to Cross Center, but probably gonna dead stick it. I'm missing leading edge slats and all sorts of shit. I'm gonna have to climb to make it back, so I'd appreciate if you could help cover me.
Yeah, copy.
Whereabouts are you?
Right now, I'm in the sector southeast of Krimsk, more or less in the centre of it. I'm at 7,000 feet, heading 060 direct.
Right, I think I'm right below you.
I'm gonna try and like get inside the clouds and just stay in them. Oh, the bombers are in the cons above me. That's
well,
cool.
we fucked it up pretty good.
I'm not slowing down fast enough and I won't be able to use my flaps because they're all fucked up. This might be a mess.
Alright, off burner.
I'm gonna have to do a go around and hope that my plane holds together for long enough.
Where are you landing?
Cross Center.
Oh, there's no mirages available in center. I might just have time for one more sortie.
Oh yeah, I see another one. time for a mat round.
Why isn't my plane slowing down? Usually slows down way faster than this. I'm just gonna break everything. Flaps down too fast, gear down too fast, just to slow me down quick.
There he is. Locked.
Oh, my gear.
Fox 1.
You brought a Fox 1 as well, oh my god.
Splash.
Yeah, he went rockets. and Fox
F5. I'm right over the airfield. That's what I call air supremacy.
I can't taxi off the runway, so my front gear to work. So after respawning, I checked the campaign overview, and you can see that Blue's factory health was reduced all the way down to 93.33. Now, I'm not actually sure how this happened, because we know that our bombers didn't make it to the target yet, and one factory block is only worth about 67-ish points on its own, so whoever was spawning in the south, they must have hit the southern factory at the same time that we hit the northern one, meaning that neither were fully killed, so they'll be both partially damaged, and the 93 health will represent those two partials and the entire health of the Anapa factory that the bombers haven't yet reached. But it goes to show that we actually did a lot of damage. We reduced Blue's overall health to 837, whilst in the same time frame Blue only reduced our health by 20. So a 4-ship and using some credit call-ins does a hell of a lot of good for your team. My prediction at the beginning was that we'd have about a 140 point lead, and we actually have 142 points difference in the lead, so I was pretty much bang on the money, even though we didn't completely wipe the factory out, thanks to the efforts of the other team members that we weren't in communication with. But I hope you go out and try all this stuff for yourself, dig into it, use the campaign overview to get a feel for what kind of impact you're having, and in a future video I'll look at how helicopters can involve themselves in this process as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, then leave a like, subscribe if you're interested in seeing more, leave a comment if you have any questions, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.